Hello everybody and welcome to Taff's Word. This is going to be a different spin on Taff's Word because this is not going to be so much about Newport County, but this is going to be regarding recent events that have seen me forced to step down as a volunteer of the club. I'd imagine the majority of you who tend to watch these videos who have got an idea of what's going on would know that this video was pretty much inevitable. I think it's the best way I find of communicating to people, because when you put a simple post out on social media, it's very difficult for you to measure any sort of tone or any sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Can't think of the word. But then you don't really get my meaning as well, because you'll put your own spin on the text that you're reading. You read it in your own way. I may have typed it out with completely different intentions, but I just thought, if I actually explain the situation better via this video, people can understand it a little bit easier and understand where I'll be coming from on it, and basically understand where I see it going now. So to start with, I think it's best to start from the beginning. I was aware of a particular individual that made an attempt to get me removed as a volunteer. Now, I'm not going to name any names during this this stream, but there was an individual who tried to get me removed as a volunteer purely out of spite, something I was completely aware of, due to a joke post I shared on Facebook about Harvey Price. Anyone who knows anything about the situation with Harvey Price, when you share a joke about Harvey Price, you don't mock Harvey Price himself. It's a mockery of Katie Price and the fact that she exploits him as much as she can to further herself, of course. So that's pretty much what I had to say about that. But I did delete the post and issue an apology afterwards. But there were people out there trying to get me removed as a volunteer following that. So moving on from that, then I possibly should have been a bit more wary of what I was doing on social media following that. To be honest with you, I am who I am. I have opinions on a lot of things. Quite a passionate person, and anything that I care about, I'm passionate about, whether it be my job, whether it be Newport County, or whether it be the state of the world that we live in today. So I'm never going to hold back from what I want to say, and when I'm putting something out, I do generally not think of whether I'm going to upset anybody or offend anybody. My opinion is my opinion, and I'll put it out there because the internet has provided that platform for us. I'm not afraid to put my name to those opinions, whether it be an opinion on political stuff, the club, or anything else. You know, I'm never afraid to put it out there. Obviously, it's been a part of what's come back to bite me in the backside, of course, with this whole volunteering malarkey. And I've got to accept responsibility on my part for what I've put out there, because if I am bringing the club in any sort of disrepute, I've got to take responsibility for it. So that's my part on that. But moving on from that, for those of you who don't really know much about my where I started as a Newport County supporter, when I was young, I grew up supporting Liverpool. Can't really say I was a supporter. Didn't really go to Anfield that often. So as a kid, I basically followed the lead of my father, who was a big Liverpool fan, who also watched the county back in the day, does now as well. But then I joined the Air Force at the age of 17. The funny thing is, and I never quite understood it until I actually started going to watch the county. When I was young, Newport County under-16s played against Liverpool under-16s at Spitty Park, and I went there to go and watch it, and I was deemed a Liverpool supporter. But when Liverpool rocked in the time of their under-16s to play against our under-16s, I supported Newport on that night. And I always wondered why, if I were a Liverpool fan, why did I support Newport over Liverpool? And it dawned on me when I actually started going to watch the county. I left the RAF in 2007. I divorced my ex-wife in 2008. And then I eventually ended up starting to go to the county in 2009. It was something I was always planning on doing, because I had a friend of mine who's from Darlington, from when I was in the RAF, who was a massive, massive Darlington fan. And I was of the opinion, like, can you watch a team like Darlington when there's teams like Liverpool and Man United and all that out there? He said, it's where I'm from, it's my hometown team. I said, so? I was like, I'm from Newport, but I support Liverpool. I said, that's exactly what's wrong with football. I said, what's wrong with that? I never understood where he was coming from until I decided to go and watch the county. But it all stuck in my mind. Like, why was he so obsessed with going and watch his hometown team? And then when I went to watch Newport for my first ever game, and it just hit me, got the bug right away. And not only that, I just felt, I was part of something. Even though it was my first game, I felt more of a part of it going to watch Newport than what I ever did going round field to watch Liverpool. And that was me then. And as time went on and I started to get to know more people, and I realised, hold on, I could possibly play a role in helping the club in some way, shape or form, yeah. And from that point, I've always wanted to do that. Obviously, I was on the board of the Supporters Trust for a little while. I was a big part in forming the Amber Army group, formerly the County Choir, as people would know it as. And we've obviously played our role in supporting the club in the way that we do. But then I think the opportunity came about with the half-time draw, back when it was the 50-50, when the last 50-50 team before our one disbanded because obviously they were paid employees and there was allegations of people stealing from the money pot there. The opportunity was given, and it was actually Jason Turner at the time, because I was looking, because Rob Taylor was our drummer back then, and he was pretty much down on his financial luck, to say the least. So I was looking at ways of getting him into the ground to bang that drum for us, so his financial situation didn't play a part in him not being able to go. And they offered him the opportunity to do the 50-50. He said, well, in fact, we need a full team of people to do the 50-50. And before you knew it, I'd managed to assemble a team of people. And I wasn't actually doing it myself at first, but my wife, Leanne, decided that she fancied having a go at taking ownership of the project, which she did. And fair play, she did an absolutely fantastic job of doing that. And in the end, she needed help on certain occasions. And on those occasions, I would dive in, because I had my County Choir / Amber Army stuff to do on match day. So I told her I wouldn't be able to do it. And when I started doing that, I thought, this is my purpose, really. Actually physically doing something to make the club money every single home game. So I did that. And I ended up taking the main gate. We ended up working as a team to make the best of the half-time draw that we could. It went from barely making anything for the club at all. If anything, it was a loss maker, because the former team used to get £20 each and a free meal. By the time you take all the profit that they were getting, because they weren't selling that many tickets, the club would probably down money by actually having that team. We turned it into a highly profitable part of the matchday experience at the club. Part of the matchday experience that not a lot of people would have been a part of in the beginning, but we made it something pretty darn good. And like I say, on average, you've obviously seen the numbers of what the prizes are. It is still that 50-50 incentive. So half of what the prize money is, the club are making every match game. So last season we made over 10 grand. The season before wasn't as much as that, but it's grown every season. Well, no, sorry. 2 years ago it was about 10 grand. Last season was more like about 12. This season we're on course to do it again, but without the big home games. Because we obviously did a fantastic job of selling these tickets and actually getting people to buy them every game. I mean, I stand on the main gate, the people give me £20 for 20 tickets, 10 tickets a time. Loads of people, 5, 2s, 3s, 4s, and loads of people come in with 1s, all add up. And yeah, you can tell that I took immense pride in doing what I did with the half-time draw. And so to bring you to the current state of things, I was asked to stand down as a volunteer during a meeting with the club representative last Thursday. I followed up with a conversation with another club representative Tuesday morning this week, to clarify everything on why that happened. Now, there are some things being bandied around regarding the Bradford game, which when I was first asked to stand down, I thought that was that. as it turned out, on this channel we put a video out of Stuart McCall reacting to the fan with the Leeds flag. I'm not going to say much more about that because there's an investigation going on regarding that, and all of it are allegations, so I'm not pointing the finger at anyone in that incident, but I captured a video of it, and at which time no one knew what the chip van meant. No one knew what was said between McCall and the fan. All it looked like on the video was an away manager reacting to a home fan, and it was funny. Simple as. Nothing more than that. So the video was uploaded because I thought, oh, this could get some views, especially amongst Leeds supporters. So yeah, it was shared amongst Leeds supporters then as well. And the views, we ended up getting about 5,000 views in the first 18 hours of it being uploaded. So we thought, oh wow, we're on a winner here. Come Monday morning then, I got a phone call from a club representative to say, who put the video up, you need to take it down. We've had a complaint from Bradford City, and the full scope of what had been alleged was revealed to me at that point then. And without even flinching, I said, yeah, I'll take the video down. Took it down as soon as I finished on the phone. Seconds later, the video was deleted. Then a public apology was put out to Bradford, not to say that we were accepting guilt on any particular way, shape or form, or trying to say that they're correct in what they're alleging. All it was the fact there was an insensitive video in their eyes, and we offered an apology for uploading it and assured them that it had been deleted, and thought I'd done a sufficient amount of whatever it was I needed to do to try and make the situation right on our part. There was nothing more that we could do there. From there then, it was Sky Sports, News, Argus and other media outlets putting out news reports about sections of the Newport County support directly singing about the Valley Parade Fire 85. And that pissed me off, because reputable news sources should be getting the facts straight before they actually slur a group of supporters, which unfortunately they did that to us. It pissed me off, so that's why I put out my Bradford Home of the Truth video. Now, I'm not saying that Bradford isn't the reason why this has come about. It would have played a part, but I was assured that it was an accumulation of social media type posts of mine, whether it's anything I've said in videos, or whether it's jokes that I've shared, or jokes that I've made, or opinions that I've shared. Apparently the club have got a lot of complaints over the years regarding my conduct on social media. And like I said at the beginning of the video, my opinions are my opinions, and I'm never going to be afraid to share them. In light of this, I still won't change. It's me. And I think anybody who knows me well enough will know that that is me. And I will continue to do what I do, and nothing will stop me. Now, as far as the people complaining, I know of the one regarding the Harvey Price post was one of the first ones that was brought to my attention. Another former director made me aware that some concerns were being raised regarding my political views, and that I shouldn't be representing the club if I hold such views. Personally, I don't think my political views are that bad. There's nothing extreme in what I believe in. I just believe in a certain part of the political spectrum, and it's nothing more or less than that. They're my opinions, they're my views, and it's what I believe in. Doesn't make me a bad person. I always say actions speak louder than words, and I think my actions have always been with the very best intentions for everybody. Unfortunately, some people don't see it that way. So I've always had people against me. I receive criticism quite a lot for what I do for the county. Whether you could believe that or not, you know, I've only ever had the best intentions for the club. Never had any intentions to progress myself in any way on the back of the club. That's why I work in a completely different field. If I was looking for personal progression, I would have ended up getting some kind of work in football. I don't do that. So it's purely out of love for the club where I've been dedicating everything that I have been. Like I said, people complaining about me, I know for a fact that one of them is between WRU Dragons, Rodney Parade Limited. Now I know I've been accosted a couple of times at Rodney Parade by staff who weren't happy with what I had to say regarding things like the pitch maintenance back before when Howard Greenaff and Les Scadding and that were at the club. You know, I picked up on things that had happened back then, and those people didn't like what I had to say. I've been very openly critical of the rugby element of Rodney Parade, purely because of the way our football club gets treated down there. I completely disagree with the way they go about things and the way they alienate us and make us feel like second-rate citizens down there, and more recently trying to rip us off. I've been vocally critical of the closure of the area behind the dugouts, because for me it solved nothing. It was lazy, and it was just a quick fix to say they'd done something so to get the FA off their backs. Didn't fix a single thing. And then on from there, like I say, it's just a collection of everything else. I put up a joke post. I took a picture of the banner that's got the selection of Dragons players representing Wales singing the anthem together with, you know, and the picture has all got their mouths open. And as a joke, just a joke, nothing more. You know, that's where a big sense of humour failure has occurred here. I just put the fun you could have here with a dildo and a camera. I mean, people just can't see the funny side of things, obviously, so that's their problem, though. Yeah, so it's come down to it now that the club have asked me to stand down. One thing I'm going to say now is the support that I've been getting from people has been absolutely overwhelming, and I can't thank people enough for sticking by me the way they have. I mean, it really has been amazing. It's really, really meant a lot to me. So thank you every single one of you that's done that. I'm not going to hold it against Newport County myself from you, purely because I still love the club. I still wear the shirt with pride. For me, it's not about the people who run the club or the people who've had it in for me who are at the club. For me, it's about the badge, it's about the players on the pitch, and it's about the lads in the crowd, the lads and ladies, of course. You know, all the friends that I got, the people who've had my back. It's about you. You know, my love for the club revolves an awful lot about you. The people who've subscribed to this channel and have followed my blogs for as long as I've been doing them. It's about you guys as well. My love for the club is about the community based around Newport County, and there's people who've muttered that, you know, I should not bother going anymore. Like, well, I haven't really done anything wrong, so why should I miss out on the life and football club that I absolutely love? It's a lifestyle following Newport County the way someone like me does. So I'm not going to give that up because something like this has happened. Individuals involved that have been named, never ever hold it against them. There are certain individuals there that have done an awful lot for me personally and for people around me, which I'll always be eternally grateful for. So, you know, I don't have a personal issue with any individuals either. It is what it is, and I'm going to focus my efforts now on doing work for the Amber Army / County Choir. I'm going to bring Amber Talk back and make it better than ever. I'm going to introduce more things like get the flags on the poles back, and I can organise them better on the match days. You know, liaise more with the younger lads that are getting involved with the singing. Trying to encourage more to come along, trying to encourage more atmosphere within the ground. Those are things I used to do before I started doing the half-time draw. I can get back into them and serve a purpose that way. You know, one thing you can always guarantee with me is that I'm always going to give my absolute all to this football club. Yeah, this is a bit of a knock, but I'll tell you something now, it takes a lot more than this little knock to bring me down. So I'm going to carry on as normal. I don't get to do the half-time draw anymore. I'm not making money for the club anymore, which is a disappointment. There was an immense feeling of pride regarding doing the half-time draw and being a volunteer for Newport County. It is disappointing in that regard as well, that I'm not going to be a volunteer anymore. But the one thing is that I'm never going to give up on Newport County. It's this badge that I love, this badge, this football club. I've seen many different regimes, many different groups of people running things. You know, these kind of things aren't forever, but the one thing that is forever is the club and the people around me. For the time that I'm going to be following the Newport County, I'm going to have all of you great people around me, and it's being part of it with you guys is what really means the most to me. So yeah, thank you for watching this, guys. I hope that's cleared up a lot more now and people can understand my part of it. And I want to move on, and I want to still do my best for the club. So that's where I stand with it now, okay? So thanks all for watching. See you all Saturday. Cheerio for now, and as always, up the county. Many thanks for watching the latest content on the Amber Army channel. Please make sure you leave us a like. Make sure you subscribe for more content, both for the neutral football fan and also plenty of Newport County. Even more Newport County content can be found on the club's iFollow channel on the link above. It is just £4.49 per month to subscribe to that service. And those of you feeling extra generous can also support us on Patreon on the link at the bottom there. That would be a monthly donation of your choice. Thank you again, make sure you've subscribed, and as always, up the county.